Hi son! Welcome back to yet another RC channel. First of all, 217 subscribers. I can't believe it. You guys are really amazing. Anyway, today I'll show you how to set up the Radiomaster TX16S Hall max carbon radio to run my excavator. So give me a sec and I'll meet you guys over at the bench. So here we are with the transmitter. I will, it's the SAE excavator control setup, where the left stick is controlling the boom and the swing, and the right stick is controlling the stick or the arm and the bucket. And then I will also use the left stick for belts. Created a new model with 4 inputs. In airplane terms, it's aileron, elevator, rudder and throttle. For this setup to work, I need a few logical switches, so we'll start with that. They are over here. I will use the SF switch to switch between controlling the belts and controlling the boom and swing. So I'll set up switch for that. And all it does is checking if SF is high or low. For running the belts on one stick, if I make a mixing that runs both belts the same way in front and reverse and opposite when I turn. If I turn and go backwards, the excavator will turn to the wrong side. So I will set up 2 more switches to check if I'm in forward or reverse mode. And I'll set the sensing point at -5, because at 0 or -1 it becomes difficult to steer at slow speeds. So L2 checks if the throttle is forward and that I am in belt mode or controlling the belts. And if I'm in reverse and belt mode, I'm going backwards. Just a small intermezzo to give you guys a chance to pop down below the video and subscribe. So for the mixes, channel 1 or aileron will control the bucket, and I'll throw in a bit of expo. Channel 2 will be the stick or the arm. Channel 3 is the left belt. We will go down a bit on the weight, because when I just go full forward, I want it to be at, let's say, 70%, so that when I turn, the outer belt can go faster. And I need to check that I'm belt mode. Move up. And channel 4 output is the right belt. So on the excavator, since the motors are pointing in opposite directions, I need right belt to move in the opposite direction. So that's why I go to -70. Make sure we are controlling the belts. So the left belt moves forward and the right belt moves forward, and the left belt moves backwards and the right belt moves backwards. Nothing happens when I'm steering. And if I flip the SF switch, no belt is controlled. This is the bucket and the arm or the stick. And then we need to add the mix, controlled by the rudder, and controlled by checking that we're moving forwards. Let's see. So moving forwards, and then if I start turning to the left, it's slowing down the left belt, and if I'm turning to the right, it's accelerating the left belt. And I guess we should control the right belt too. Insert after, controlled by rudder, -70. And the LO2 for going forward. So forwards, turning to the left, both belts go slower, and turning to the right, both go faster. So that was wrong. Let's try and give it a positive value. Forwards, going to the left belt slows down and the right one goes faster. So what we need now is, for going backwards, we need the belt to change direction. So we'll try that in -70. And it should be dependent on L3, because that's the switch for going backwards. So going forward, we are turning the right way, and going backwards and turning to the left. Then the left belt should go slower, and it does. Dependent on rudder. Set -70. And make sure we are going backwards. Going backwards, turning left. The left belt goes slower and the right belt goes faster, and it will turn to the left. So the issue with this mix is if I'm turning fast at slow speeds. Now I have full spin to the left, and if I go backwards on the stick, boom, it switches over to full turn to the right. And then all we have to do is add the boom and the swing to channel 5 and 6, and make them dependent also on the SF switch, or the L01 logical switch. So we're going to channel 5, the throttle input, let's call it boom. L1 is on. And channel 6, and that is swing. And logical switch L1. That's a swing, that's a boom, that's the belts, and the stick and the bucket. So that's it. Remember to subscribe to the channel. It's free for you, but your support means a whole lot to me. Leave a comment if you like what I'm doing, if you don't like what I'm doing, or if there is something you would like me to do. Guess I'll just see you guys in the next one.